are ready to start our book club call with our brand new book, and I'm so excited. It's Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and we are going to learn so much about how to find our own personal why in all of this, you guys, as well as for what we do this business for and why we do this business. But we're also going to learn how to establish the why. Good morning, everybody. We're also going to learn how to establish the why of how we help people know why they want to be a part of Arbonne. And I am so excited. My head is spinning in all of this, and it always is, and I'm just always have to pray that God will give me the words that will come out clearly for all of you. But I hope you guys, good morning, I hope you guys are listening and even reading. This is not a John Maxwell book. It doesn't just flow out and into you as easily. You need to study it a little bit, and it needs to be something that you spend time understanding, and then it will be able to help affect a change in you. And that's what we do, you guys. The reason why I love for you to join me in these book club calls is that I say this all the time. We don't get to read a book and then go, yeah, but, or maybe our head isn't in Arbonne enough to understand how does this apply to my Arbonne business. And that's what I'm here to help you do, and your leaders can help you do if you need to ask them questions and spend time with them. And that way we can help you understand how this information applied to your life and your business exactly can help you grow a business in a bigger, easier, and more sustainable long-term way. Our action plan, you guys, always has had from day one, that since I've been in Arbonne, has said to start with why. And we always know we come in here for a reason why, but I love like building on and adding to, and maybe even tearing down the why that you think you have for doing this business, and helping you find what I call the real why of why you need to do Arbonne. And so I'm hoping this book will be the foundation of what you need to be able to always, in every single thing you do, from what you do with your family to your business to your own personal life, that you always start with why, because he tells us the difference is whenever you do that, is you will have success. And so the preface, you guys, we're going to start with the preface, and it just, the power of why. And I always want you guys to listen. Anytime you hear me train, like I just recorded a brand new Getting Started yesterday, 18 minutes long, and I talk about why. And I got to be at Beth Lomas's retreat, I think last weekend, I'm not even sure when it was. And I got to go back and tell people about their founder, because so many of you are new. You don't even know who our founder was and why he started Arbonne. And when you understand the why of Arbonne and why he did what he did, then you become a little more rooted in this company, and you're not just being sold in this company because it was a great product or you got enticed by, oh, I can make a little bit of money. And because, you guys, if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing for Arbonne and why you came into Arbonne, the next company that has a good product that can promise you can make a little bit of money, you will go to that company. And when you don't know why you're going to be going from place to place to place, or why you're at a place, like why you're at Arbonne, you won't stay at Arbonne, and you won't stay at any company long enough for it to help you get successful and truly achieve the whys that you have for your business. So it's important for me, for you to understand why you need this, why you want to be a part of Arbonne. And it starts from our founder's why, and why he started it as a company. And he wanted to get these kind of products out to the world because he knew our world did not have the right kind of products out there for our health and for us to even be healthy. And so it was a vision for him and a passion. And he had a vision for all of you, even though he didn't know you and you weren't even maybe alive when he started this company in 1980. He had a vision to give all of us the opportunity to have this vehicle to be able to live out a life of our dreams, because he had a blessed life and a great life. But his heart and his why for doing what he did was to give everybody else the same opportunity to build that kind of life, because he knew that it could be done in a better way, that we didn't have to live in the corporate America structure and only the people at the top be able to be the ones to get the blessed life and everybody else be working for their dreams. He wanted everyone to be able to work for their own dreams and inspire other people to be able to do the same thing. That's why Peter Mork started this company and put it in a network marketing structure, even when it was a big risk and something that wasn't cool back then. He also knew that his products would need an explanation. He knew that if he set his products beside every other product out there on the shelf in the market space, no one would know. Why would you want Arbonne over something else? Do you see what he did, you guys? All those years ago, everything he did and the reason he did it started with why. Gosh, it makes me cry. Because you know what? That's why we are successful today. That is what he says. This is when companies set themselves apart from every other company out there that looks like theirs, is because we started with the why, with our founder. And then those leaders that he had that joined him all had bought into his why. And they helped build onto his why because they had their own personal why. And that is the only reason we have Arbonne today. But the only way you're going to get to have a successful Arbonne business is if you know your why and you can understand the why of Arbonne, just like I explained it to you right now, and then be able to inspire others to be able to know their why and that they would want to participate with you as well. So that is what this book is all about, and what our company and why our company, how our company looks like what he's talking about. And you guys, I also want to say, take it down to even the smallest level. Why Peter did what he did, why Arbonne does what they do, and the way they do it is because of what, you know, their founder has started. Our new CEO says it's your DNA. It is who we are at our core and what we do and why we have done it the whole time. And speaking of our CEO, I know you guys have seen me, but he references this book every single conversation I have with him. And so we're going to be able to understand his thinking when you read this book, and then be able to be a part of his why for what he does. But take it down even more. And why do you want to live these products? Why do other people want to live these products? It's for their health. But why do we even want to sell ASVPs, not just pieces of products? You guys, if you hear me train on anything, I always say, don't sell just a protein or a primer or whatever. In fact, we have a team that just did First Step Area last month because a girl wanted to buy a primer, and somebody called and said, can we buy a primer? And I'm like, no, I'll give you a primer if you let me sit down with you and tell you why you would want everything else to go with it. The skincare, the makeup, the nutrition, and all of those things. You guys, now that they know the why of this, they've gone First Step Area. I don't ever sell a product to people without first doing my best to sit down and show them the value and why they would want to be a preferred client living the Arbonne vegan catalog. And I also know that the reason why Arbonne put those ASVPs together is because, yes, each product by themselves is a great product. But when you put it together with its partners, they become synergistic to get you the best results. I have a training, and if you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to go watch it, because without sounding prideful, it's a really good training on the power of selling systems and sets, and why it's important for you to know the value in those in every way for the customer and the results for you, and how it organically builds people into being a loyal customer that then organically becomes a consultant that's passionate about sharing Arbonne with their world because they know why they love it so much. If people just use pieces of things, they don't get the same results, and they won't get to be able to have that same belief about what it is that we can do. It's on my YouTube. And it's underneath the All Documents tab, I think, because I think it's one of those that if you listen to it when you're building this business, it will change your life. So you guys, why? Arbonne has done the why, and we need to understand the why, and we need to be able to teach the why to the people that are coming in. We're in a growth phase right now, you guys. We are having brand new people join our businesses, and if we don't start at the foundation of why during this crazy boom that we're having right now in Arbonne, it will be a flash in the pan for you. And I'm just telling you like it is. You won't have sustainability if people don't understand why they want to be here long term. I will never ever be anywhere but Arbonne. No one, I don't care what kind of product you can give me or bring me. I won't be in any company but Arbonne. But new people aren't where I'm at yet. And you may not be where I'm at yet. So our job is to help them establish and understand all of this so that they become so convicted that they wouldn't even consider looking at another product or company either. So you need to be passionate about this, is what he says. He said he had fallen out of love with his work and found himself in a very dark place. He said he'd lost the enjoyment, and he should have been happy because he was making a good living. He, had great clients, but he said he didn't feel it. And he said he was looking and needed a way to rekindle his passion. You guys, that's the world out there today. And that's why even people, and I want you all to understand, even people that have money out there or look like they have a great lifestyle, it may not be something where they're feeling fulfilled in anymore. And you can't judge people. You have to still offer people the opportunity to have the gift of having something they get to do that fulfills a passion in them and helps them feel alive, and not being and living in just the rat wheel of life. So are you passionate? Do you understand the why of Arbonne enough to be passionate about what you're doing here and let it help you discover why you love it so much and be excited to share it with people you love? He said he found something of value, and then he said when we find something of value, we share it with people we love. He said, he inspired his friends, started making big life changes with his friends when he started telling and sharing this with his friends. You guys, that's what we do with Arbonne. We change our life. We get excited about that. We become passionate about what we've been able to learn about how to live our best life. And then we start sharing it with our few people. Those people then inspire us or ask us to share it with their people. And that's the kind of consultant you want to be. You want to be the one that people go, can you talk to some of the people that I was thinking of during this presentation? Because I would love for them to hear it too. And I always ask people, who did you think of? Because I want them to know, let me inspire you to think about others and how this can help a world of people, not just you, and help them start thinking of a bigger reason. Or why. But he said his friends invited him to share this idea with their friends, the people they loved. And so the idea started to spread. Same thing with Arbonne, you guys. The idea of Arbonne spreads because we live it, we believe in it, we share it, and then those people want to share it too. So it spreads because this message is inherently optimistic, he says, and it's inherently human. And those who believe in it share it. If you don't believe, you guys, you won't share. So how much do you believe? And we're going to have, I think this next month we have a trainer that's going to talk about belief. We talk about belief all the time. You can borrow our belief, but you can't build a business that's long-term and sustainable on borrowed belief. You have to own your belief. You need to know why you believe in Arbonne the way you believe in Arbonne, just like I believe in Arbonne the way I believe, in order for you to be able to build a crazy big business. Because when you believe, you have a world of people that you will inspire and that will want to share you with their world. And that's how you will grow a massive business. But it starts with why. The more people there will be who wake up feeling fulfilled by the work they do, and that's about the best reason he says he can think of for sharing this idea. So he says, inspire on. And I just wrote in here, imagine a team full of people who wake up feeling fulfilled and passionate. You guys, this is how I wake up every single day. I don't wake up going, oh, I got to go to work today. Oh, this is why you want to give people Arbonne. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I added building a business at record pace on top of what I was doing. And yet I woke up every morning more fulfilled, more energy, full of energy and passionate about my life when I started and added this crazy business to my life. If you don't feel that yet, we need to help you find your why. And that's what I wrote down here too, is like, get with your uplines and share with them. Write down, this is your homework. Write what you think your whys are for you doing this business, and then make sure you understand why Arbonne did what they did. Like I shared at the beginning, the founder, the leaders that have gone before us, the company, and why they do what they do with our DNA today, and even the ASVPs. And do you understand all of that? And does it inspire you to wake up fulfilled and passionate to go share it with your world? Because if you're not feeling that yet, we haven't found your real why. And you need to find a real why, and we can help you. So why? Start with why. And he says, this book is about naturally occurring pattern, a way of thinking, acting, communicating that gives leaders the ability to inspire those around them. Although these natural born leaders may have come into the world with a predisposition to inspire, the ability is not reserved for them exclusively. So you guys, you may think, I'm not a natural leader. I'm not, you, Carleeta. You don't have to be me, but you can learn how to inspire and be inspirational to those around you when you go and work to develop yourself as a person and a leader. And I'm so proud of you for being on here, because this is where we're going to learn it. He says we can all learn this pattern with a little discipline, that D word. Any leader or organization can inspire others, both inside and outside their organizations, to help advance their ideas and their vision. He says we can all learn to lead, and it amplifies the things that do work. If we don't understand the cause, then even the right answers, he says, will steer us wrong eventually. The truth you see is always revealed eventually. And Arbonne, you guys, started with why. We talked about that. But we need to know why you're starting this business. And Martin Luther King, he uses him as an example, and he says, I have a dream. What are your dreams? Because I will tell you guys, before Arbonne, a lot of people have quit dreaming because it became too painful to think about those dreams, because you're smart enough to look forward in your life 5 years from now and go, how is my life going to change if I don't change anything? And I don't see a way to change anything. And that's where you guys, now Arbonne is your way. It is how you're going to be able to get to where you want to be. Tom Barrett in Dare to Dream, Work to Win, he talks about the 4 types of dreams. And the first is practical, which a lot of us, I came in here for practical dreams, you guys. Then he says there's fun dreams, the things that you want to do because you can. Meaningful dreams, things that are going to build some memories for you. And then significant dreams, things that change not only your life, but the lives of people that you're working with. You start wherever you want to start. But you guys, most people come in here starting at practical. And practical meaning sometimes I just want more time. Maybe you have money, but maybe you don't have time and you want just more time to be able to have and enjoy with those that you love. So start dreaming and you will find your real why. And as you come into this business, I will tell you what will happen is that you will end up having the bigger why and the bigger dreams come your way because you started being able to just dream it all. And when those little dreams happen, you start to believe the bigger dreams can happen too. So let yourself dream and go get to the big dream. He talks about, you guys, the Wright brothers versus the Langley and how they had all the resources. It doesn't matter. Like, people can have all the money, all the resources or whatever, but he says, if you don't have the right reason why you're doing something, you're not going to get the success. The Wright brothers didn't have anything, but they had a passion to fly. And he says, how did the Wright brothers succeed where better equipped, better funded, and better educated team did not succeed? He said, it wasn't luck. He said, the Wright brothers and Langley were highly motivated. Both had strong work ethic. Both had keen scientific minds. They were pursuing exactly the same goal, but only the Wright brothers were able to inspire those around them and truly lead the team to develop the technology that would change the world. And he said the Wright brothers started with the why. And just like our founder started with the why. And it reminds you of talent is never enough. Yeah, you got to add the passion to it. You got to add the why to it, you guys. He says, he gives examples too of like Apple computers and how they, have just dominated the computer world because of why they did it the way they did it. And he said, what made Apple special is that they've been able to repeat the pattern over and over, and they have successfully challenged conventional thinking. You guys, do you know that's how you get successful in Arbonne? You have to challenge your conventional thinking of This is the way life is supposed to be. I'm supposed to grow up, graduate high school, go to college, get a job, be a good employee, graduate and or retire and have an income to live on and pay my bills and my insurance and have a roof over my head. That's how conventional thinking or normal thinking has trained us to think. I always tell people, if you hear the word normal, run, because normal, excuse my language, sucks. And I mean, I used to tell my kids that all the time, because parents would say, well, it's normal for kids to do drugs. It's normal for kids to have sex before marriage. It's normal. It's normal. It's normal. I'm like, I don't want that for my kids. I'm telling my kids, run from normal. You don't want to be normal. Well, guess what? We slip into the normal life that people tell us is the conventional way and the traditional way of living life. And you doing anything different to challenge that thinking that is so ingrained in everybody's head out there is going to rock your world, and you're going to have them come back at you hard, you guys. And you have to know why you are doing what you're doing, so that it does not matter what they say. Nothing's going to change your mind from where you're at and where you know you're going. Our past president, I say this all the time too. 2 things early in my business that changed my life said that don't let anyone take this away from you unless they're offering you something better in return. And don't take advice from anybody who's messed up more than you. You guys, know you know why you're doing this. And unless they're giving you something that's going to help you achieve those whys, turn away from them. Do not listen and do not let them affect you, because we are not, we're just challenging their thinking, but they certainly don't have anything that has beat what we've been given. And we have to duplicate over and over again, just like Apple, you guys. And that's what I love about Arbonne. We're almost 40 years strong, duplicating products that are clean, pure, safe, beneficial, just like we did from day one. We just keep getting better and having a bigger catalog with more products that follow who we are in our DNA to help the world get healthy. And we duplicate that. But in our businesses, we also have to duplicate. We also have to be able to help our people understand why and learn all of this, so that you are grounded and rooted in Arbonne. You're not just sold to Arbonne, because if you're not grounded and rooted, you will be sold, like I said, to the next company that comes your way. So the ability to attract people starts with the why. And he talks about Wright brothers, Apple, Martin Luther King. He said there are leaders, and then there are those who lead. You want to be one of those who lead, you guys. A leader is a position. A leader is a title. And you know, if you know me, I hate titles, but those who lead are people who know where they want, why they want it, and help other people understand they can have it too, and help them discover their why for doing it. Their goals are not different. We're not different from anyone else's. Martin Luther King, Apple, and Wright brothers. He said their systems and processes were easily replicated. He said, yet these people stand out among their peers. They stand apart from the norm, and their impact is not easily copied. They are members of a very select group of leaders who do something very, very special. They inspire us. That's who you are becoming, you guys. The more you learn and understand, the more you're going to be able to inspire people to follow you and live the way you do. That's why we talk about branding yourself and first of all, you know, signing up, ordering your products, living the catalog, not just a skincare line or just a healthy living line or just a few of our products or both of those. Live your catalog. Have your family live your catalog. Do you know the story that tells your world? And it inspires people to want to live like that. Who doesn't want a family that's healthy from the inside out and in their relationships? Start building your story and inspire others to want to live the way you do, because they will be blessed like you are whenever they do. He says just about every person, organization needs to motivate others to act for some reason or another. Some want to motivate a purchase decision. He says the ability to motivate people is not in itself difficult. It's usually tied to external factors. Tempting incentives or the threat of punishment will often elicit behavior we desire. And you guys, I love this because I know sometimes, we offer, incentives or whatever. Arbonne just gave a huge sale for us to be able to get people the RE9 line that's better than it was in 2003 for 2003 pricing. I was reading this and thinking about what we were doing as a company. We incentivize people to buy last month. That's part of why we had a huge month. But I will tell you guys, hear me clearly on this so that you can go to work this month to solidify all that you did last month to produce those amazing results. Now you need to go and work with people and help them understand why they want to know more about what they just bought and start learning how to incorporate the products into their lifestyle, because Arbonne is who they are and has always been that way. Help them start developing the loyalty, not just buy because it was a good thing on sale. Now you want to build loyalty if you want to have sustainability. The very first customers I had whenever I sold to last month. I've been in this business almost 16 years. And the very first lady that I bought from me bought last month. That's the kind of loyalty you want to build on. And you want to build household users, not just single line products or single products, like we said, even ASVPs. He says, great leaders in contrast are able to inspire people to act. Those who are able to inspire give people a sense of purpose and belonging that has little to do with external incentive or benefit to be gained. Those who truly lead are able to create a following of people who act not because they were swayed, like last month, but because they were inspired. Inspire people with the why of Arbonne, who Arbonne is in their DNA, and why they want to be a part of everything, not just that one great sell item they got last month. For those who are inspired, the motivation to act is deeply personal. They are less likely to be swayed by incentives. Those who are inspired are willing to pay a premium. They would even pay the higher price from here on out for their skincare because they know why they truly bought and need to love the skincare that they bought last month. He says they endure inconvenience. You know what? You got to order online to get these kind of products. That may take you a little bit of getting organized and not letting yourself run out of these products. But you know what? To have these kind of products, you will. I endured inconvenience. I searched down consultants because I couldn't even go online myself and order for 12 years. But because I knew I wanted these products and no other product was going to work for me. And that was an inconvenience, but I did it because I knew why I wanted these products. They worked. And so I didn't really know everything else, but I knew they worked for me. He says, those who are able to inspire will create a following of people, supporters, voters, customers, workers who act for the good of the whole, not because they have to, but because they want to. Though relative, and you guys, people will want to help support you in your business because they want to. People will buy from you sometimes because they buy you. And that's what we're also selling, is the value of you as a person, a friend, and as a consultant. And even if somebody did come over and sells a product that was similar, they would still buy from you because they're loyal. That's the why, and building how why builds loyalty. He says, because they want to. Relatively few in number, the organization's leaders with natural ability to inspire us come in all shapes and sizes. They can be found in public and private sectors. And he says, regardless of where they exist, they have a disproportional amount of influence in their industries. They have the most loyal customers and the most loyal employees. You guys, that's how Arbonne has survived for almost 40 years. We duplicate what we are and what we believe. And that Petter inspired and shared his vision with the initial leaders. They have passed that down to us. Now it's our job to pass it to you, but it's your job to pass it to your customers and to your team. This is where we all have to and can develop as leaders to be able to do this. He says these companies tend to be more profitable than others in their industry, and they're more innovative, and most importantly, they are able to sustain all these things over long term. Many of them change industries. Some of them even change the world. You guys, that's who Arbonne is. We were the first. We changed this industry, and now it's changing this world. And so we are a part of something bigger. When you believe it, gosh, I don't know if you guys' heart is exploding inside your chest like mine is, but gosh, to think that you're part of something that's going to affect a change for the world. And maybe right now it's your world. Maybe you're just affecting a change in you. But then because you affect a change in you, then you affect a change in a family. And your family affects a change in their community, and that community affects a change in a city, and a city in a state, and a state in a country, and a country in other countries. That's how this company started, and this is bigger than you know. Trust me, it's bigger than you know right now. But you've got to start with your whys right now to be able to have this business sustain and grow, and you've developed this loyal group of followers in your future so that you can see this like transform in your own life. He talks about other companies and people that were able to communicate exactly alike and do the same thing. And he says what they did is just the opposite of everybody else. And he says, what if we could all learn to think, act, and communicate like those who inspire? I imagine a world in which the ability to inspire is practiced not just by a chosen few, but by the majority. You guys, that's my dream for my organization. I don't want us out there selling or hard closing people. I want us out there being educated, equipped, empowered, to be able to live the best life and inspire others to live their best life, and to have them want to follow so that they can help inspire their others to do the same. That's my dream, you guys. That's why I work tirelessly to equip and empower and to break whatever looks hard to any of you down so small and so simple that you go, oh, I get it. I can go do that. And you go out there with confidence, belief, and passion, and you start speaking, as Tom Barrett says, as an ace, with authority, conviction, and enthusiasm for what you're sharing with the world. That is who my why, my dream, my vision is for all of you. And I want you to buy into my dream. I want you to partner with me and let me help develop that leader in you that is inside of you right now, to be that kind of leader for your world, your small world, and then your big world in Arbonne and out of Arbonne. So change, we're going to change the world one person at a time. For those who have an open mind, you guys, you can and seek to create long-lasting success, and who believe that your success requires the aid of others. He says, I offer you a challenge. From now on, start with why. So now we know we need to start with why. And you guys, I just wrote down here, when you hear me say why to anything, let it be like now whenever we talk about the dream team qualities, when you hear people say, I need Arbonne, and we train your ears to hear that with every conversation you have with people. Now I want you to train your ear to, when you hear the word why, you tune in. You go, wait a minute, what is she teaching? Or what is somebody telling me? If you hear the word why, listen. Because if you start with their why, then you can help them get to their how and their what. And that's what we're going to learn in this book. But you got to know it starts with why. So whenever I do a presentation of any kind, virtual or in person, I say, tell me one or two things that you could change if you thought you could, because that's why people are going to listen to me. If I don't know why they would listen, I'm going to miss them completely. So I ask for their information so that it empowers and equips me to help them know why they would want to do Arbonne and use these products and use this company for everything in their life. Tell me what you would change, and I will, and that is their why, you guys, that they're even there to begin with, to listen to you and your presentation. So if you don't start with why, it dies. Start with why or it dies, I think is what I wrote. A world that doesn't start with why. So then he goes in, you guys, I know you're going, really? We're just now at chapter 1. Sorry, guys. This is passion on fire right now. As people, he says, chapter 1, assume you know. And this is why, you guys, I am passionate about doing, again, what I do, because I assumed I knew what Martha McIntyre was trying to get me to do when she would tell me I needed to do this as a business. And I didn't know. I assumed I knew what her little business was, and that little business was not anything I wanted. Yes, I wanted the products that she was giving me, but I was like, I don't want your business. I mean, I don't want a job that's just going to pay me $300 a month. On top of the job that already ate every minute of my time because I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I didn't want a job. I couldn't do a job like hers because she got to stay home all day and play with her kids. And I had a real job because I, was a major income provider. I couldn't quit what I was doing to do what she did. I assumed I knew, you guys. And that is why I ask everyone, because he says down here, he says, it's important because our behavior is affected by our assumptions and our perceived truths. Do you know, I tell in the getting started video that I recorded yesterday, I think I said it, if not, I meant to, unless somebody has heard you share what Arbonne is, they don't know why they would say yes or no. And I tell people all the time, don't tell me no unless you know what you're saying no to. After I've shared it with you, please feel comfortable telling me no if this ends up not being a fit for you, but let me share it with you first. And that is, you guys, where I know people assume they know what I'm going to give them and what Arbonne can offer them. Whenever I know, they have no idea unless they have let me, with my vision, share what I know and have seen this company do for people with the products and the business, and both of those combined. So that is where I know people assume, and why like I said, I won't just sell you a primer. I'll give you a primer if you'll just sit down and let me share Arbonne with you, because I can change your life if you do. And I don't tell people that maybe, but in my head, I know that's why I want to sit down with you, because I know you assume you think you want a primer, but let me tell you what you need to know. And then you decide if this is more, if you want more of this, or if it's not a fit for you. And either way, after you hear it, I am absolutely so good with your answer, because I know you know. But I also know I've given you enough information that you can go out in the world today and you've been empowered by what I shared with you. And you're going to be a more informed and educated person when it comes to products and health and business and life opportunity. And you're going to have what I shared with you in the back of your head. And it's going to be talking to you, and you're going to be able to process it and decide, maybe I do want more of what this girl was telling me about. But I cannot let anyone be processing that if they haven't heard it and they're still just assuming they know. So you have not gone through your list of people at all until you have sat down with a person in virtual or face-to-face and know that they have heard what Arbonne is. They have been able to come back with their questions, their hesitations, their fears, their thoughts, and you've been able to have a conversation with them about how that can look in Arbonne anyway. And that is whenever I know, people know. Until then, they're not a no. They just don't K-N-O-W enough to know why they would want to do what they are doing with us in Arbonne. So he says, we make decisions based on what we think we know. And it wasn't too long ago that the majority of people believed that the world was flat. So you guys, look at how that can change behavior. So then I have over here, so we can ensure that all decisions will yield the best results for reasons that are fully within our control. Logic dictates the more information and data are key. So we have to give people information. Again, why did Petter put it in a system like this? He knew more data, more information were key in order for people to understand why they would want his product over somebody else's product sitting on the shelf. Until you've given people the data and the information, the way that you are trained to give it with the tools that we have provided for you to share it with, you have not helped them to understand this completely and help them. He says, we read books, attend conferences, listen to podcasts, ask friends and colleagues, all with the purpose of finding out more so we can figure out what to do and how to act. He says, you have to be careful what you think you know. Assumptions you see, even based on sound research, can lead us astray. And that's what I believe with all my heart. He says, intuitively, we understand this. And he says, but we understand there's mountains of data, good advice. And if things didn't go as expected, it's probably because we miss sometimes small but vital details. And that's what people miss. I mean, people think they know health because it's everywhere out there in the world today. But what they don't know is that they're being sold most of the time. They're being sold weight loss. They're being sold a deal. And you guys, after I tell people what they know, what they need to know, if that's what health is for them, I always tell them, this is health for me. This is what I like for my health. It may not be a fit for you. And so I'm constantly just letting them know, you go and do what you want to do. That's where I'm not a hard sell, but I'm certainly helping them understand why I believe what I believe and why I think it's important for them to believe and why I'm passionate about it. So But people are, going to need to have that information in order to be able to be sold, for life in Arbonne. He says, we can continue to slice and dice all options in every direction, but at the end of all the good advice and all the compelling evidence, we're left with where we started. How to explain or decide the course of action that yields a desired effect that is repeatable. How can we have 20/20 foresight? And you guys, that is, honestly, I tell people, we have fail-proof products. You live Arbonne, you can guarantee your future life will be full of health, wellness, and vitality. You cannot live these products that are so perfectly formulated with clean ingredients that Arbonne uses and not enjoy health. And this is where I want to empower and teach you as consultants. When you have, and you're a new consultant, and you have somebody come up to you and challenge you to, because they found an ingredient out of all the 2,000 ingredients we don't use, they found one ingredient that they think is not good or safe, and that Arbonne has in it, and they want to know, why does Arbonne use this ingredient? Well, hear me clearly. I don't let anybody shake me, because even if they go, oh, I'm not going to use that product for that ingredient, I don't go, oh my gosh, well, Arbonne's not as good as I thought it was. I don't do that. I don't want you doing that. What I want you to do is to think like I think. Good luck going out there and finding products that may not have that one ingredient you found in Arbonne, but doesn't also have the other 1,999 ingredients that we don't have, that are not good for your health, or Arbonne would have them in our product. You guys, we go above and beyond the highest standard in the world, which are European standards, and we go above and beyond that by 600 ingredients. So if someone challenges you in your product, I get that maybe they can't use our product because they have a true allergy or something, and there's something in a product that we can search and go, okay, you need to stay away from these few products, but you can live everything else in our catalog. But and if they're just being challenging you to try to break down your belief and your confidence or whatever, know your truth, and know there is not another standard out there in the world that beats ours. We are the #1 healthy living company from the inside out. We have done it that way from day one, which is integrity, which is the biggest and most important thing in my life. And why I love this company so much is we do it because it's always been the right thing to do, even when it wasn't popular and even had a huge chance that it would fail, because no one else in the world cared that we had the ingredient policy that we had. I love that about my company. And if you don't want to love my company or my products, see ya. Next. Go down the door, because there are enough people out there in this world that do want what you have. I guarantee it. And if they don't, I mean, this is me and my attitude in my head. I'm really sweet and nice in front of people, but I'm like, you're crazy if you don't want what I have. And if you want to go off and be prideful or obstinate to learning something new and different, good luck figuring out how to live as healthy as I do, as simple as I do, as cheap as I do, taking advantage of all the programs and benefits that Arbonne has with the memberships that we have and can offer you. And this month it's for free. So you guys, don't let anyone shake your belief, because this is, you know why you're doing this. So he says, the ones that achieve more, the ones that get more out of fewer people and fewer resources, which is Arbonne, you guys. We should not have succeeded the way that we did. We had fewer resources than any other of the big companies out there. Yet look at us today. And you guys, today is where we're going to be storming this world, because we're in our sweet spot. The world is ready for us. I mean, what I did almost 16 years ago kind of blows my mind today, because the world wasn't ready for us back then. Today, the world is ready for us, and look at what we have, and look at what we have to do it with. We have everything, for all the ingredients for success we have today. If you're just now starting your business today, don't you dare look and go, oh, I missed the boat. I wish I'd have done it back then. No, today is the day you want to do it, and know, man, I've got the good life. I've got the next generation of Arbonne that I get to work with, because this is where it's working better and faster than it has ever worked before. But at the same time, your challenge is, you guys, that you have to be building the foundation of underneath all of this, because we are going to have this fast kind of growth, and we got to establish and build sustainability through leadership and commitment and conviction in every person who joins this business and does this business with you, so that they will be the kind of person that inspires that for other people. So on page 15, he says, the ones that achieve more, the ones that get more out of fewer people and resources are the ones with an outsized amount of influence. However, build products and companies and even recruit people that all fit based on the original intention. Even though the outcome may look the same, great leaders understand the value in the things we cannot see. Every instruction we give, every course of action we set, every result we desire starts with the same thing, a decision. There are those who decide to manipulate the door to achieve the desired results, and there are those who start from somewhere very different. He says, though both courses of action may yield similar short-term results, it is what we can't see that makes long-term success more predictable for only one, the one that understood why the door needs to fit by design and not by default. And this is where I just said, you guys, like I said, you can be sold by the next company if you don't know why you're here with Arbonne. Connect the dots for people. People come in here and take advantage of this vehicle and make some money because, you guys, this vehicle has all the ingredients to give you a little bit of right now money. But long-lasting success will only be here for those that have and know why you're doing Arbonne and why Arbonne is the way they are. The majority will get sold, you guys, to the next shiny thing that comes your way. Don't be the majority, you guys. Be here for the long term and be passionate and convicted about why Arbonne does what they do and why you are doing it with Arbonne. You can even get distracted, you guys, not by another company and another opportunity. If you don't know why you're doing this business, you can get distracted by your cell phone. You can get distracted by a TV show. You can get distracted by the fun play things that will keep you from doing the big things you need to do for your business if you don't know why you're doing this. I mean, you guys, people talk about TV shows and everything. I haven't watched TV in 15 years. Now you may go, well, I'm not doing Arbonne if I can't watch TV. You know what? If you want to watch some TV, that's fine. For me, I had a big why, and I knew I needed to get it taken care of. And I also know, you guys, momentum is my friend in business. And I want to build momentum. And if I have to give up anything other than my priorities, which is my faith, my family, my job that pays my bills currently, and my Arbonne business, if I had to give up anything but those four things to be able to build this business and build the momentum because I knew why I needed this to work for my family so desperately, then so be it. I gave up everything outside of those things so that I could get the big things that I needed for my life, which was time, freedom, and flexibility for my family. So that's what I want you guys to know, is that even though it may not be another business, it can be something shiny that takes your attention away from you doing what you need to do for your business if you don't know why you're doing it and you're protecting it with all you've got. Chapter 2, he says, carrots and sticks, manipulation versus inspiration. And you guys, this is where we have, lots of things that we incentivize people with in Arbonne to be able to do it. But I've talked about some of this already. Like, we want people to be loyal, even if they have to pay the higher price, because they know why they would want our products and the company that does our products this way and has always done it this way. He says in this, on this page, he says, there's barely a product or service in the market today that customers can't buy from someone else for about the same price, about the same quality, about the same level of service, and about the same features. And you guys, I want you to know, as scary as that may sound to you, it's true. And I love our CEO. He's smart enough to know this. He goes, we're not the only company today that has good products. This space, he says, is getting crowded. So again, why you're going to get offered. I mean, once people know you believe in this, they're going to have their little company and they're going to come up to you and go, oh my gosh, you should do this company then if you believe it, because it's so much better than Arbonne. And if you don't know why you want to be a part of Arbonne, you're going to be easily swayed to go with them instead of staying where you are, because you know why you're here. But this space in reality is becoming crowded. So we've got to know all that we are learning right here in order to be able to survive and thrive and still be number one in this industry. And I love that our CEO is smart enough to know that and knows that that's our challenge and that we all have to work to create that. And that's the vision that he has, just like Petter had, and we are going to be the leaders that help him create that for our company and our world. He says, we want to encourage loyalty among those we have. The reality is most businesses today are making decisions based on a set of incomplete or worse, completely flawed assumptions about what's driving their businesses. And there are two ways to influence human behavior: manipulate it, or you can inspire it. And I don't like to sell, you guys. Like I said, we never sell, we educate. We inspire people to want to buy from us. He says, from business to politics, manipulations run rampant in all forms of sales and marketing. Typical manipulations include dropping the price, like we did last month, but what we need to do this month to make sure that we solidify that, running a promotion, using fear, peer pressure, or aspirational messages, and promising innovation to influence behavior, be it to purchase or vote or support. When companies and organizations do not have a clear sense of why their customers are their customers, they tend to rely on disproportionate number of manipulations to get what they want. And for good reason. He says manipulations work. But you guys, do they work really? He says, he says on price that, you can lower the price. We sold crazy amounts of RE9 last month because we lowered the price. But then what he says is buyers get used to having the lower price. I will tell you, if you've been in Arbonne at all, before the Preferred Client Program, we as consultants had to create our own deals that we offered our clients and help them shop, because all we had was the consultant program. And so we figured out how to do a 50 off sale, buy 100, get 100 free. And we ran that sale, you guys, for years. Our old customers, be grateful you did not have to be a part of that era, because I will tell you what I'm having to do now is I'm having to fix my customers and let them know I no longer can offer you the best deal. I can give you the one-time deal, you guys. And this is where I want you to hear me clearly, because this is why you want to know this. You can have customers buy from you 1 or 2 times a year when you offer that sale, or you can have customers buy from Arbonne, which benefits your business in the exact same way on a regular basis in 150 increments with free shipping and a free gift every time they do. And I'm telling you, $150 order that helps them buy more things to help them know what they love, even more in Arbonne than the things that they bought on your sale, are going to help them start living Arbonne and buying more from you consistently month after month, and then organically turn into somebody who shares Arbonne with their world. You guys, driving the price down sets you up for keeping up with that, manipulation attack or maneuver. Playing the price game, he says, comes at a tremendous cost and can create significant dilemma for a company. And today, we've had a dilemma for all of us that started out giving our customers the deal. And I have had to retrain and reprogram my customers' thinking and mindset to know I am not your best deal anymore. Arbonne is your best deal. I have holiday open houses, and right now a ton of them are going on. And that was when we offered this, buy one of the times a year we did that. You guys, now at my holiday open houses, I still have it, but do you know why I have those? Here's the why. Are you hearing? Did you hear that word why? Did it key you to listen? I have it to update people on everything Arbonne has today and help develop a loyalty and excitement and a passion for even more of what we can offer them than what they know and have used up until today. And I do it so that I can show them what their best deal is today and get them signed up as a preferred client or consultant, because that is the best deal in Arbonne, but help them start as a preferred client at minimum so that they can take advantage of the real deals that Arbonne has for them and truly get the best deal, which is living Arbonne inside and out for their health and their family, not just them. That is why I have an open house today. I don't have it to offer my people the deal that I used to offer them years ago. So I hope that helps you know what to do and how to offer. And if people still go, well, I just still want, fine. Again, if you've heard it and you're telling me no to what I'm trying to offer you, I'll give you what you want. It's not like I'm going to say, okay, you go out the door, because I'm not giving you a buy 100, get 100 today. I will give them a buy 100, get 100 if they say no to my best deal, because that is what I created, and I will serve them in however they want. But I'm going to educate them first. And you need to be educating your people on what the best deal is if this is what your business looks like too. He says, once buyers get used to paying a lower than average price for a product or service, it's very hard to get them to pay more. And the seller is facing overwhelming pressure to push prices lower and lower in order to compete, find their margins cut slimmer and slimmer. And we don't make money, you guys. You don't make money on a buy one, get one free, or not buy one, get one free, buy 100, get 100. We made no money on those sales. We just got people the product at the best deal. You help them get the best deal with Arbonne. This is why you want to use that deal. You still make money. It's a win-win. It's not just a win and a loss or a win and a break even. It's a win-win because of how Arbonne has it set up today. This only drives the need to sell more to compensate, and the quickest way to do that is price again. And so the downward spiral of price addiction sets in, and in the drug world, he says these addicts are called junkies. In the business world, we call them commodities. Insurance, home computers, mobile phone services, Arbonne, the list of commodities created by the price game goes on and on. And he says companies that are forced to treat their products as a commodity brought it upon themselves. We did. We brought this upon ourselves. The battle that we have to fight now because we created it, because that's what we thought was the best deal, and it was back then. But if you don't stay on your toes and stay up to date in Arbonne and what is the best deal in Arbonne as a consultant or a client, you're missing out on the best deal. So you need to challenge your consultant to tell you what the best deal is. And if they're selling to you to get their 125 for 30 deal, you're not getting the best deal for you. I'm like, don't order under a consultant for your clients. Teach them how to become a preferred client. And again, that's what old consultants will do sometimes. And you have to go teach your old consultants that may not be in the game in Arbonne anymore how to order in the best way today. They will get more benefits and more reward helping their people that they still sell to get the best deal as a preferred client. So lots of work to do, you guys. Do you see where all of this is important for your business? I cannot debate that dropping the price is a perfectly legitimate way of driving the business, and the challenge is staying profitable. So you guys, we absolutely drove our business last month by dropping the price. Now the challenge is make that profitable for your business. Like I said earlier, make it where you go build loyalty and you help people understand why they want Arbonne, whether it's on sale or not. That is your challenge and what we have to do. Prices always cost something. The question is, how much are you willing to pay for the money that you make? And you guys, I'm not willing to give anybody my character. I'm always, and have day one, have said, I always do what's best for the other person, whether you're a client or a consultant on my team. I don't have or manipulate you to do anything that wouldn't be the best for you. I'm always thinking about what's best for the other person, and that's what we do. Promotions, he talks about the promotions, and he talked about the card industry and how the auto industry effectively created cashback junkies out of customers, building the expectation that there was no such thing as full price. It's kind of what we did. We created, cash or buy 100, get 100 junkies. But he said that perhaps the promotion, he says, is what, created kind of the downfall of the industry. And then he talks about fear, and fear, you guys, is where we have to be careful in Arbonne. Okay. Again, hear me clearly. We are so good for people's health, but we also, you guys, can go way too far in the, if you don't do Arbonne, you're going to die kind of teaching and sharing. And we can't do that. What we do is we help people understand your body, and we let them process, does that make sense to you? We don't tell them you're going to get cancer if you don't do Arbonne, or you're going to, get all, arthritis or all irritable bowel or all of these things. We don't say you're going to get all of that. We just say, this is how your body works. This is what happens. Can you relate to any of that? And if they can relate to that, then you inspire them to listen to why they would want to do Arbonne. In a presentation, I share why Arbonne has done what they've done and why they thought it was important in the very beginning. Then I go to why they think it's important for you and why they create the products that they do and the way that they do it. And this is why you want to care. This is how everybody's body works. Now you decide if that is something that seems like a fit for you or not. And that, you guys, is what I teach. I don't teach you're going to get cancer if you don't live this and whatever. I just educate what I know and what is proven out there in the world. If they want to be able to, you know, go live it somewhere else, that's fine. I tell people, even in my presentation, you don't have to live Arbonne to be able to get healthy. You can, I tell them, you can go get fruits and vegetables that are organic, non-GMO, you know, no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners. You can eat like that without Arbonne. I will tell you the benefit for you and why you would want to do Arbonne is it's fail-proof. You won't make innocent mistakes. It is cheaper because I can help you shop and eat for all of this for $4. And this month it's $4 a meal. With the sign up, $4.44 a meal. And I can do all of that, and it's fail-proof, and it will save you money. And I can even help you make money with this if you want to do it with Arbonne and help other people learn how to do it too. That's why you would maybe want to use Arbonne, but I'm not saying do Arbonne or die. And that is what we have to be careful that we don't get so passionate that we go too far and we start instilling fear as a motivator for people to do what we do with Arbonne. He says, knowing full well fear will motivate them to comply with demands, you know, with the bank robber. They get charged, whether it's a banana or a gun in their pocket, they got charged because it was fear, and fear is real. Real or perceived is the arguably most powerful manipulation of them all. So you guys, that is, he says, when fear is employed, facts are incidental. Deeply seated in our biological drive is to survive. And so he says that's how terrorism works. I'm like, who wants to be known as a terrorism because you do Arbonne? We don't want to be a terrorism scaring people out there to do Arbonne and use Arbonne. We just want them to know this is what we do and why we do it. And we think you might care about that too. You tell me if this is a fit for you or not. That's a very soft sell. And yet it is powerful because they know why they would want to do it. He says, you know, there's all kinds of aids. Or ads out there, ads for AIDS and smoking and other things that use scare tactics. And you guys, sometimes scare tactics isn't so bad. I mean, like, I want to be scared at the thought of not getting hooked on drugs or whatever, so that I don't get hooked on drugs. But we can't use that in Arbonne. We want to inspire people to know why they would want to do it and them choose to do it because they see the value in it too. So the next one, he says, aspirations. And I have hard to hear something. I can't even read my own writing, you guys. I write horrible. I think aspirations is just like living your best life. So 6 steps to a happier life. Work those abs to your dream dress size. So, okay, so aspirations like weight loss and things like that. And again, what I love is that we're not a weight loss company. We're a health and wellness company. We're a lifestyle company. We're not like a quick fix-it company. We're like, and you guys, again, here's a training for you. We have a nutritional ASVP. I don't sell it as a 30 days. And I know some people argue that, well, 30 days, people think I can do anything for 30 days. I teach from day one, this is a lifestyle that I live. This is going to help you start living it. And then you may not need Arbonne down the road to be able to continue to live it. I live it every day still, even though I know how to live healthy because it's health on the go for me. And that's what I want for my life. But don't say, you know, that we're here in 30 days because then people go, I don't know how many people you guys come to me after they've been sold a 30-day kit and they go, now what do I do? And yeah, we have our 30 days of healthy living groups and we have our healthy living lifestyle groups pages that we plug people into to try to teach them a lifestyle, but teach them, hear me clearly, teach them how to live these nutrition products as a lifestyle. And you will have a customer for life that uses and lives these products because I guarantee you 99.9% of the people out there, as they try to do it without Arbonne, will start making those innocent mistakes again and again and again enough that they go right back to square one and they end up not having health and wellness for a lifetime. So do it for a lifetime and teach them lifestyle with this, not just a 30-day aspiration of fitting into a certain size. You guys, the reason diets don't work is because they're the failure, not the people. But I will tell you, event dieting is the worst. Like people that go, I'm going on a cruise, I got to lose weight for a cruise. Guess what? You're never going to get healthy. If you want to lose weight, you might be able to drink water, you know, and eat vegetables for 2 weeks and get into some bathing suit that you want to live on. But if you want to change your life, you need to develop different habits and make it a lifestyle. And that is event dieting, you know, for some big event is the worst way to live and try to diet. So teach health and wellness and let people know we just help them do it with products that are fail proof and make it a lifestyle, not a diet. The next thing he says that we use to manipulate is peer pressure. And what I love, you guys, he talks about celebrity endorsements and things like that. We use real people. And that is Kay Napier, or Zanotti now, our past CEO. She was like, why are we buying models and paying models to do the Arbonne catalog whenever we have the prettiest people in the world as our consultants? And you guys, how powerful is that to see the lifestyle that people have and have developed because they live Arbonne? You guys, that is what's cool, is that we don't use peer pressure. We use real incentives to go look at the people that live this and look at what they have done with their life, from the health and wellness aspect for them and their families to the business aspect and their life in that way. So know that we don't use peer pressure. We use real results and real people to show people the real value of Arbonne and why they would want to use it too. The practice design, he says, to do one thing and one thing only, is to pressure you to buy and make you feel like you might be missing out on something if you don't. And so he just said, don't do what everybody else is doing unless it's real and it's working. And then he says novelty, innovation. And he talks about the Razor phone and how it sold, you know, multiple phones until something better came out. You guys, we started out as a novelty. We were the only vegan company out there with vegan skincare, and then we were the only anti-aging company. Novelty is not bad because it attracts customers, but keeping them is key whenever you help them. Because like I said, our space is becoming crowded. We've got to not just live on our novelty, because we are not the only company out there with good products. I can probably tell you, here's another teaching moment for you as consultants. Whenever people challenge you with other good companies and good products out there, I go through a checklist. Okay, you may have a company. I tell them, compare the ingredients. If the ingredients are similar, great. You probably have a similar product. But can you shop for it at the same price as Arbonne? Are we cheaper? Can we save you money for the same product? Then you might want to use Arbonne. That's one way I help people decide for themselves, is there value in here, and what would make you want to come with Arbonne? Why would you want to choose Arbonne over that other company? The other thing I have them look at is, you may have a great product. Maybe it's even a little cheaper than Arbonne, or it may be at least the same price as Arbonne. But do you have a company that has a mall of products that fit this ingredient policy that will help you get health and wellness from the inside out? And if not, wouldn't it be nice to be able to shop as a preferred client with the discount membership benefits that we offer everyone, not just for this one product, and then you have to go hunt out there in the world today to try to find everything else you need for health and wellness from the inside out, but be able to shop from a one-stop shop, with Arbonne being the health and wellness company that you get to shop from. Again, why would you want to pick Arbonne? And the value of what we have that is better than anybody else out there. So I help people process. I don't go and try to pressure them or manipulate them. I just put the facts out there and go, okay, let me help you process this the way I think about it, because I'm all about health and wellness too. But it's overwhelming for me to go out there and try to shop for it in the regular market space. And if I can help people understand the innovation and the benefits, then they can go with us versus somebody else. And then he says the Apple showed up under innovation and they announced the world. I'm not gonna read that. Page 28, the price you pay for the money you make. He says, I cannot dispute that manipulations work. He says, every one of them can indeed help influence behavior, and every one of them can help a company become quite successful. But there are trade-offs, and not a single one of them breeds loyalty. You guys, every one of those that we just talked about, it can get you a right now, but it's not going to breed loyalty. What you want is loyalty, and you want to expand your customers' belief, because that ultimately develops an organic consultant. Even if it's just a consultant that's sharing it with their family and living it as a family, not just as an individual, they're sharing it. But then they can ultimately turn into somebody who shares it with other families, and then those families inspire them, like he said at the beginning of this chapter, to share it with their friends and family. And it turns into a big multi-million-dollar health and wellness business like it did for me. and other leaders that we have in our organization. So he says, the gains are only short term and they increase the level of stress for both the buyer and the seller. And I don't have any stress, you guys. That is so true. I know what I know. I believe what I believe. I'm absolutely convicted in what I believe, and no one can help me change my mind because I'm an educated person in Arbonne, and I know why I believe what I believe. And what somebody would have to do to help me believe differently, I don't even know what that would be. But what I want you guys to know is I don't care. I share. My pressure that I feel in my life is who have I not told about Arbonne today? For them, not for me. I have no pressure. And it's not because of where I'm at. You guys, this was back in the day. I'm like, tell me no if you want, but this is why I think you want to say yes. And if you say no, that's fine. I'm going to the next person, because logically, you guys, think about it. Health and wellness is the fastest and biggest growing industry out there. It's never going to go away and get smaller. People are not going to wake up and go, I no longer want to look and feel my best. Everybody wants it. Most people that don't have it just don't think they can have it. That is what drives me and gets me up every single day and why I do this business. But I don't have pressure and stress to, I got to sell. My only pressure is, who have I not told today? Who have I not talked to or asked to have sit down and hear what Arbonne is with me, so that they can understand it well enough to make an educated and informed and empowered decision for their own health? That's the only pressure I want you all to feel, because there is enough people out there that when you do this the way we do it, you will have a booming, thriving business despite the no's that tell you no or won't listen to you. The gains are short term and they increase the level of stress. If you have exceptionally deep pockets and are looking only to achieve short-term gain with no consideration for long-term, then these strategies and tactics are perfect. And that is not what one of us are here for, you guys. We're here for the long-term. And the big difference between repeat business and loyalty is repeat business is when people do business with you multiple times. That's your goal in your business, and you spread out the products that they do it with. Loyalty is when people are willing to turn down a better product or a better price, or continue to do business with you. You are the why for most people originally. Then you educate them to know what else they would want to do. And then loyal customers often don't even bother to research competition and entertain other options. That's me. Loyalty is not easily won. Repeat business, however, is, and all it takes is more manipulations. Manipulative techniques become virtually impossible for someone to kick the habit. And it provides short-term highs that may feel they have the delirious impact. Addicted to the short-term results, business today has largely become a series of quick fixes. We're not going to be that, you guys. We have never been that. We're not that. Manipulations lead to transactions, not loyalty. And we are working to provide and create loyalty. Knowing you have loyal customer and employee base not only reduces cost, it provides massive peace of mind. That's what I was talking about. I have no pressure. Loyal friends, you know your customers and employees will be there for you when you need them the most. It is a feeling of we're in this together, shared between customer and company, voter and candidate, boss and employee. That defines great leaders. I want you to be in this with me, making a change in the world one person at a time. I want you to feel like we're in it together. And I'm so glad you're joining me here, because the more we spend time together, the more we develop this together. And he says, when manipulations are the norm, no one wins. So we don't want to use those. Just because it works doesn't make it right. Short-term gain that drives businesses in America are actually destroying our health. And that's where we just work to let people decide what they want for their health. The danger of manipulations is they work. And because manipulations work, they have become the norm, practiced by the vast majority of companies and organizations, regardless of size. And with every price drop promotion, fear-based aspirational message, and novelty we use to achieve our goals, we find our companies, our organizations, and our systems getting weaker and weaker. We're helping you build strong companies with this information, you guys. I hope you already know and feel this is life-changing for you and your business. And he says the economic crisis that began in 2008 was because all these companies were flawed too long. America, for decades, manipulation after manipulation, short-term decision built upon short-term decision. And that, you guys, I will tell you, like, because we were owned by investors before Group Rocher recently acquired us as a company, they were like quarterly, like results. What is our results this quarter? What is it for this quarter? Group Rocher is looking at us like, what are we going to do? And what do we need to do to be here for the next 60 years? That is what makes me like so excited about this company today. We're not short-term decisioning it anymore as a company. And buckling and even collapse is the only logical conclusion when manipulations are the main course of action. The reality is, in today's world, manipulations are the norm, but there is an alternative. And you guys, I wanted to do the next chapter just so that we could start learning what the alternative is. But chapter 3 starts with the golden circle next week. And we will learn what our alternative is to all of the things that we may have now discovered we've been doing a little bit wrong, and we need to adjust and or build the foundation of our own why, so that we can start then knowing how to build it in others and create the loyalty and inspire others to follow you today and for the rest of your life, because you're going to be in our bond. So I love you guys. I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am already, and that it is turning light bulbs on for you that will help change your life, most importantly, and ultimately your business. Talk to you guys later.